Christine Williams from Smarter Property Investing. I'm popping in today to talk about two things. We have landlords who are thinking about taking a holiday break from their bank, and we have tenants who want to take a holiday for paying rent. So let's start with landlords. So if you're a landlord out there and you're considering taking a holiday with your bank, I suggest that you call the bank and find out what the process is going to be. Is it going to be a holiday and you don't have to pay the mortgage repayment back? Well, no, I can tell you it's definitely not. But your lender will have a process in place about how that has to be repaid. So let's just take this for 6 months, for example, and you've started it and you get a notification from your bank that the repayment was due today, but they've given you a notification to say that you're now in your holiday mode, your holiday from paying. If your lender has given you the opportunity to repay that at the end of that holiday, it could be they are still accumulating the interest, or they may allow you to extend it to the term of the loan. That's okay as well, but understand they've accumulated the interest as well. Or they ask you to increase your loan term or decrease your loan term. So once again, yes, if it is something that's going to affect your cash flow and you are going to have a problem, I suggest quite strongly that you talk to your lender to find out, can you take it? But what are the ramifications going to be? Will it affect your credit rating? Will it affect if you intend to borrow money in the future? What needs to be done? Please do that. Now, for a landlord there, and you have a tenant, the tenant may have approached you and said, look, you're getting a holiday on your mortgage repayments, so why aren't you giving them a holiday on my rent? There's a couple of things. You have a property manager, or for those that have a property manager there, understand that that property manager is your agent and they're acting on your behalf, and you've already signed lease terms with them. So the condition between your property manager and yourself, you've already signed those terms and conditions. And if your tenant, for example, does fall behind with their rent, they are under the obligation to abide by your conditions of the original lease. And if the conditions of the original lease are, if they're 1 week behind or 2 weeks behind or 4 weeks behind, you can start the process of going through, in Victoria would be VCAT, start the process of making sure that they bring their rent up to date and come up to date, and you're not going to go through the process of eviction or go through the process of what that would be. Understand that the property manager would be only doing their job under your terms of what you've already agreed in. Now, if you've already thought that this may happen, it would be wise to have a conversation with the property manager to tell them as a landlord what you would want or what you're offering your tenant, and then have that conversation, okay? But do understand the property manager has already got guidelines from you, and unless you contact your property manager, they won't know any different and they'll just go through the process. So let's recap on what I've talked about. As a landlord, if you take a holiday break, I suggest you call your lender straight away to make sure you understand what's going to happen at the end of the holiday break, what will happen if they review it in 3 months' time, and how that's going to affect your interest and your mortgage. Is it going to increase? Of course it's going to increase, because they are calculating the interest, and the interest is being added to everything that you owe. So as a landlord, find out about your cash flow. And then also as a landlord, speak to your accountant as well, and how that's going to affect your tax deductions, putting your tax in at the end of the financial year, how that's going to be affected. So you need to do your research on this. And then as a tenant, okay, so you're a landlord and you've got tenants, make sure that you're in conversation with your property manager to see whether or not you are going to negotiate with your tenant, or whether or not you need to negotiate directly through the property manager and what processes they've put in place. So I just hope that that helps you work through this. There are questions you will have. I'm happy to take those questions. Please call me, 1300 736 754, or drop me a line, christine.williams@smarterpropertyinvesting.com.au, and I'll answer those questions. But I do strongly suggest that you speak to your lenders, your accountants, and your property manager. I hope that helps. Talk to you soon. Thank you.